Aztecs head baseball coach Mark Martinez. Coach, thank you for the time. How was practice?
That was good. It's not as warm as San Diego right now. So, pack your parkas and whatever you need because it's a little chilly up here.
I'm a little concerned. We were talking about that. I'm like, listen, I'm not scared to wear a couple of coats calling a baseball game. Coach, what's it like? You've been in this league a long time now. The elevation factor, right? San Diego at sea level. Most of the parks in this league aren't. How much of a factor, if at all, is elevation in the Mountain West, and specifically now this weekend in Reno?
Well, I think that the thing is you have to manage it mentally more than anything because there is, it's a different game in some areas at Air Force, New Mexico. At times here at Reno, it's a big ballpark. If the wind starts to blow a little bit towards the fences, it can get a little, weird or offensive. But it plays pretty true here if the wind's not blowing. But it's really more of a mental challenge, for our guys, especially on the mound, to just, not pitch away from contact. You still got to pitch your game, pitch the contact, not be afraid of it, because bottom line is when you pitch away from contact, it somehow finds the barrel and the ball jumps. So that's the biggest thing. We have our biggest challenge is to kind of get over that mental hump and not worry about it, or don't make the elevation or the elements an excuse. We still got to win. We got to be tougher than the elements and tougher than the situation. So we've won this tournament in all different, arenas, whether it's in New Mexico, Fresno. We won it here in 2015. So that's the challenge we have each time we come here is, get over that hump, play baseball, and not worry about the elements.
Coach, talking about winning the tournament, you won 5 of the last 6, and in the different environments, does that speak to the confidence, or does that speak to more pressure?
I think it's more, guys, just, I think one thing that we do a good job of is that we try to prepare for a tournament throughout the season, actually throughout the fall and throughout the spring, and trying to, shape our lineup, shape our pitching staff in order to compete in a tournament setting. In the Mountain West is a great precursor to a regional, and so we try to match what you might see the following week if you happen to win the conference championship or the conference tournament championship this week. And so it's the preparation. It's making sure that our guys understand that this is a new season. We try to flush all the past data that they've developed over the season, and we're concentrating on right now is UNLV. We're not worried about Friday or Saturday. We're just worried about trying to find a way to beat UNLV tomorrow. And then we go into the next day, and we try to treat each series the same way. It's hard, with 18 to 20-year-old guys, but that's been preached to them all year long. Is that the main goal of our program is to get into a regional, find a way to manage that, and win that regional. And this is a great dress rehearsal, hopefully, for the following week. Playing some really good baseball teams here. The host Reno's really good. Fresno's super hot right now, and UNLV beat us 2 out of 3 during the regular season. So we definitely have a huge challenge in front of us, but all we have to do is win tomorrow, and we'll figure out Friday on Friday.
Coach, it's interesting you mentioned how you put yourself in a position to succeed in tournaments. Has that Tony Gwynn Legacy tournament helped with that? Because not only do you play a number of games in a short period of time, you also play some of the better competition available in Division I during that tournament.
Absolutely, and that was Tony's idea also when he kind of was talking about developing that tournament, and we're so thankful we have that tournament at San Diego State and at USD. We wanted to try to match a regional type setting. You can't really do that early in the season, but you can by bringing in top programs to play, in San Diego and showcase baseball during the week. But that is a great opportunity to see how, what's the barometer of your team, where are you at, do you measure up, and are you going to be able to, continue to progress and get better when you do get to that regional setting. You kind of get that snapshot during the Tony Gwynn tournament when you are facing the Oklahomas or those types of teams that are really good, and you kind of figure out, all right, now we know what we need to work on in order to beat those teams and get past the regional. So yes, that's we're so thankful to have that tournament, and hopefully that stays in place forever.
Aztecs head baseball coach Mark Martinez on Extra 1360. Coach, every team shows up to the yard a little bit different when they're really stroking and when they're in the zone. With your guys, what's the mindset, what's the approach that you like to see when you know they're going to be locked in?
Well, I honestly, it's that we don't really have a ton of superstars on our team, and when we play together as a team, and we just had so many injuries this year, and that's kind of forced our hand in that aspect, is that somebody's going to step up during a game and make a big play, make a big pitch. Again, we don't have the superstar talent. We have a Casey Smith that's well known and was a freshman All-American, but after that, it's a bunch of grinders, the kids that can play together. And when we do that, and you can see it even in BP, when they have the right mindset, they come to the yard with purpose, they're locked in during BP, their preparation. You kind of see that, and typically that translates to a pretty good game that we're going to play that day. If it's kids that are worrying about, a bad swing in BP or taking, not prepping the right way, typically what's happened during the course of our year is we don't play very well. And so our kids have recognized that. A lot of younger kids have stepped up into big roles, especially on the mound. Aaron Eden, the freshman, Mike Paredes, the freshman, that have been starting on the weekends for us due to injury. And guys are kind of passing the baton and finding ways to win that pitch and that game. And so when we do that, I feel pretty good about the game. So to answer that question today, the energy level, the attentiveness that we had in practice today, I feel good about. Now, we got to still get 24 hours out of the way and see how we arrive at the yard tomorrow. But I really loved what we did today in practice. We were attentive. We had big energy, and that translates to hopefully a good game tomorrow.
Mark, what's it been like for you? This is as an aside, but Ty France playing now with the hometown Padres. I mean, it must be a thrill for you, and maybe you could use Ty if he's available this weekend in Reno as well.
He's out of eligibility.
I'll tell you what, that kid was unbelievable in tournament play. He was so good his freshman year up in Fresno. They were calling him Ty Fresno.
That's great. He owned it.
And he was like 16 for 20. He just went off, and every Mountain West tournament, he just had a really good tournament. But for us as a program, we're just so when you just said his name, I got chills again. It's just every time I see him on the field. I went to a couple games this past weekend, and just even when he walks out of the dugout, it's a super huge thrill for us, and we're just so proud to that he's doing so well, and he's an Aztec. It's a really cool deal.
Coach, we got about. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
If you had more, go ahead.
And I think the other thing too is that just kind of what he's doing in professional baseball. It mirrors what he did in college baseball. He was an extremely hard worker. He came to the park every day. He was the guy that got in the weight room and got after it all the time. And he's a 34th round pick. Those guys typically don't make it to the big leagues. And his hard work paid off for him and put him in a position to be rewarded with that opportunity to play in the big leagues. And I guess he just had a RBI double here in the first today. So we keep very close watch on him, and we're just so proud to say that Ty played at San Diego State, and he's an Aztec for life too.
Absolutely love it. Coach, we got about a minute to go. What's going to be the key tomorrow as you get the tournament started against UNLV at 2 o'clock our time?
Well, cliches, abundant cliches for you. The pitching's got to be great. We got to eliminate free bases. We got to catch the ball, and we got to find a way to manufacture runs. We did a nice job against this guy in regular season. We had some really hard contacts off of him, and then we kind of faltered at the end of the game. But hopefully we can match that approach and stay short to the ball, hit the balls in the gap, and manufacture run. But the key is the pitching and the defense. Eliminate free bases, and we got Justin Goodson Brown on the mound as a senior, and hopefully he'll go out there and do what he's done all year.
Well, Coach, thank you for the time today. Best of luck this weekend, and come back 6 out of 7 it would be with another championship under your belt. Mark Martinez, thank you.
Well, we appreciate your time, guys, and go Aztecs.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
And you can hear that game with John Schaefer on the call from Reno, Nevada
Let's
tomorrow.
do it, man.